But you know what it is? Even when you look at music, you know, even when you look at Lamentations, like we used to sing to encourage one another, like music's always been a healer. That's why when people are oppressed, they make the best music. Generally, people that are not oppressed, they got nothing to really sing about.
Joshua's name is what? YAHSHUAH or YAHUSHAH. The prophet Uriah, the prophet Zephaniah, the prophet Zedekiah. Shalom, YAHSHUAH. This is going to be a testimony. This is going to be the introduction of how all of you guys came to the ministry, how the Most High waved his hand. You guys have been hearing me say this for like weeks now, that I'm going to do the testimony of how all you guys came. And you keep hearing me say the Most High waved his hand and you all came. Well, today is the day. This is the video. This is the video of my introduction to Thoughts, Camera, Actions, of me and Thoughts, Camera, Action. This is the video to where the Most High introduced me and Thoughts, Camera, Action to one another. Before that, I had already been promoting his videos on my, in my Curses documentary. I promote Thoughts, Camera, Action video as a safe space for you guys to watch. And I give them, you know, I say some good words about them. You know, I'm like, my young Ak got the amazing history lessons, and for you guys to follow and watch them, like I was very enthusiastic, and I always try to promote safe spaces for you guys to watch because there's so much leaven out there, you know. There's so much false doctrine. There's so much different spirits, what are really demons over people. So I always promoted Thoughts, Camera, Action. And back when they, about 2 years ago, when they took his channel down, I saved all his videos to my hard drive because I didn't think it was going to come back. But I knew these historical videos and lessons that he did was so paramount to the children of YAHSHUAH, to the awakening, to this truth. So I've always had a heart posture for him. And I hadn't been watching a lot lately. You know, I've always been subscribed, but I really wasn't watching anybody for too much. Like I was really just listening to the word, and I had started watching JT. I was watching a little of Hebrew Nation Building on and off, and then just random ministry stuff. And then when random videos from TCA, Thoughts, Camera, Action would come past, I would watch them. You know what I mean? And but not so much like years ago. You know what I mean? And it's just the Most High will have you to watch certain things, and then he'll remove certain things, and then it's just how it is. So the interesting part, this is me giving you the preface so you can have the understanding to understand what actually happened. So what happened was I'm trying to sit up a little bit. So how can I say it? I was running late, first of all, because I was doing my ministry. I had about maybe 150 subscribers. I had started to do more lessons, and I was already active on that platform, Zoom calls, the weekly Shabbat. So people had, you know, got breast of my ministry, and I was getting about maybe, I upload a video, maybe 50, 70 views each video. You know, I was fine with that. I had knew that Yah was going to release the ministry one day. I just didn't know where, when. So that's why when I tell you guys that, you know, when I did the lesson about sitting by the well, when we did that lesson, like it brought so much revelation. I was like, wow, Yah, you had me sitting by the well. So again, to bring you abreast, about 2017, so that's like 4 years ago, I wanted to release the ministry. By 2017, I had the banner for Mashiach Assembly Ministry. I had everything done, all the artwork, the banner. I had lessons already done. So 2016, I had started 5 years ago. I had started just doing the ministry. doing lessons. And I was working so much, 7 days a week, and trying to do the lessons. I was like, I got to get the artwork done. I needed everything done right so that when I released the ministry, for when you guys would come, you would have some lessons up, and it wouldn't be unprofessionally done, like the artwork and everything. So I did it all. So by 2017, I had probably maybe 100 and something lessons done, and I was ready to release. So I was like, okay, I got the Mashiach Assembly Ministry. I did the artwork, the thumbnail. I did everything, you know what I mean? And it looked really good. And I think by then I had done the Shema Yisrael music video. No, that was 2018. No, I hadn't did that yet. So I was ready to release. And and I got everything done. I did the intro banner, the intro video for the channel. Everything was done, guys. And I went to release, and the Most High said, no. And I'm like, I'm literally got like my finger on the enter thing to release. And he like, no. I'm like, no. He said, no. He said, sit down, continue to do these lessons. But no, not yet. And that was a bit much. I had to be obedient. Like right now, my channel would be huge because Thoughts Camera Action released his channel in 2018. And look where he at. If I would have released myself in 2017, I'd 200,000 subscribers. Like, yo, everybody would know me. My ministry would be huge. Most I said no, because I had the same power and the same anointing and the same rock speaking through me. Nothing was different, God. The only thing I can say was different was I was amongst a bunch of demons. Like I had a demon in my house living with me. And then later on, I moved some more demons into my house. So me looking back and watching those videos, I can see the difference of I can see the influence that those demons had. Like I would curse, like not on screen or nothing, but in conversation with them and laughing, and like the streets would come back out. It's like I would go back to the streets and I would curse with a strong profanity. That's more profanity. It's less cursing. That's the English language. I would speak profanity, and it was a strong, profane tongue. And when I listen back, it's disgusting. But I was still anointed. But again, I had all those demons around me and didn't even know it. And that was the influence from them. So that's the only difference watching back. But before that, besides that, this level of anointing, I wasn't as comfortable in front of the camera right then because I was finding I was scared to show the lion. So I was talking really calm like this. All my lessons are really calm and cool. And, it wasn't like, when the Ruach take over how I go. So that was the difference. So, okay. So I sat down. I sat at the well. But I always knew one day he would release. One day. And so he said, just make these lessons. So I just kept making the lessons for years and years and years. And then 2018, that's when he told me to do the Shema music video. And I worked on that for almost a year. I think it was 9 to 11 months. And I worked on that and I finally completed that. And then I was like, okay, so I'm going to release the Shema music video. And then that was 2018 when Hebrew Nation Building had the Sukkot in D-Land, Florida. And I was supposed to go. I paid for my ticket and everything. And I'll save that for another testimony because I don't want to make this too long. And he didn't allow me to go because I had the wrong spirit. I couldn't suppress the joy and wanting everyone to hear the Shema music video. So I was going to the feast day with that in the forefront, meaning I couldn't suppress that desire to y'all gotta hear this Shema, y'all gotta hear it, y'all gotta see it. No, see it. I did the video. It was complete. And it was like, I tried to stomp it out. And I was like trying to, because the Most High convicted me. You know, he basically was like, you know, you can't go to this feast day with that on your heart. And I said, okay, I got you. So the day kept nearing when the feast day was coming. I paid the money, all that, everything was paid. I reserved my spot, everything's done. Only thing I had to do was show up. And it was like an hour and a half, an hour away from where I live. And a day before, like a day or two before, I had to like really turn the mirror, and I sat and I said, is it removed? And it wasn't removed. I couldn't lie to myself. And you can't lie to the Most High. I couldn't lie to myself and be like, yeah, I'm going to go there and I don't care if nobody see it. I ain't going to say nothing. I really wanted them to see it. I was so joyous and so happy and so proud of the work that y'all allowed. It was such, you see the music video, so anointed. And this is 2018, guys. Y'all seeing it now. This is back. And then the next day, I think when the day came, I reflected on my heart. And it hurt me bad. I couldn't go. I said, Father, I won't go because I want them to see it. And I want them to see it. Even if I lied to myself and act like, I don't know. It's me, guys. It's not you. And so I never went. And then I would have met them. It'd have been a whole different thing. I would have met them. I would have played the Shema music video. Because remember, you spend 2 weeks together. I would have been able to get up and speak, tell my testimony, my story. I would have met all the Hebrew Nation building. And I would have met so many people that came from that. Like Michael Israel and Spiritual Combat came from that. And what's the name came from that too? What's his name? That singer. Lorvins. The Lorvins guy. He came from that too. So, you know what I mean? None of y'all knew who they were before that. You know what I mean? And I would have got to know them, everything. And then what transpired after me not going to that, months, like a couple of months later or something, weeks later, I went to an event and I met those two individuals I just named, and something negative transpired from it. And that wouldn't have happened if I would have been at the Sukkot and met them there, because they would have got to see my testimony, they would have got to see everything, so we would have got kind of to know each other. So then it wouldn't have been. But there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse to treat your brother this way. And I'll save that for a separate testimony. It was negative. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody like. The Most High was exposing people. And that's the only reason why he took me amongst them. Because they did this special thing. They was coming to Orlando, supposed to be bringing the people together. I got receipts too. And it was horrible. And it hurt me. And the Most High said, I want you to see. Remember the other testimony? He took me amongst the Christians to see that they're just fake. Like the hypocrites. They speak it with their mouth. But in their heart, it's something else. And he said, keep that same energy that you had in the streets, that same wall up, because they're going to hurt you. They're just going to do it in my name. And then he took me amongst the Hebrews. Same thing. And I was so hurt. And I'll share that separate testimony. It was bad, guys. It was really bad. It was bad. And ain't no excuse for it, because I got receipts about it. Yeah. And the Most High said, see, I just wanted to take you amongst them just to see. It's no different. It's full of hypocrites. Same thing as the Christian church, just in Hebrew garments. Coming in my the Christians do it in my Babylonian name. The Hebrews do it in my original name. But it's all the same. And then he said, now go back and sit back by the well. Not time yet. So I went back and I was so scarred. It hurt me so bad. It took me months to get over it. And I just continued doing the lessons. Fast forward, I have 900, almost 1,000 lessons that I made from all those years of him having me sit by that well. And I knew, he said, one day when I release you, I will bring my children to you. They will come to the well. And I remember when I needed my surgery and I went in November to Atlanta to meet my sister Yarlene and them. And I was telling her about it. And she was like, but how are they going to come? I remember that. And I'll do a separate testimony with her so she could explain her part. But she was like, how are they going to come? I said, I don't know, but the Most High is going to bring them. And she was trying to figure out, like, okay, if we do this and this. I said, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. The Most High will bring them. If it's just one or if it's 1,000 or whatever, it's the Most High. But it's his doing. It's his will, not ours. The Most High will bring them. So we laugh about it now because what y'all about to witness in this testimony, y'all gonna see what he did. And so her seeing it was like, oh my goodness, like he did it. Like you literally kept speaking it. So I was speaking it to my nieces and her, and I'm just like, I speak as it's done. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. To me, it is kala YAH. It is done. Okay? It is done to me. Once the Most High tell me, there's no question mark. I go forth like it's already past tense. That's how I live my life with YAH. So I'm like, it's done. But you know, most people can't, they're not there yet. So my sister, she listened to what I'm saying, and she probably know and believe me because all my life growing up, even though she wasn't with me, she can see that Dad, she hear me talk about everything he ever speaks from when he was a child. He accomplishes it. So I know, but she see how hard it is to break through when you're nobody. And you would think that Hebrews would be supportive. It's the same thing in a Christian church. I thought, see, in the world, it's about crabs in the barrel, right? They never want to see nobody come out of the barrel, right? Like make it or something, or have an artist or have a word. So each person, until you make it, once you come out of the barrel, you got a big following. Now everybody want to be a part of you. That's the world, right? Now they all want to support you like they was there. Nobody was with you when nobody would answer your phone call. Y'all not know the stories. Nobody would believe in you. Nobody would help you. Nobody would promote you. Nobody would do nothing. You know, but then once you make it, somehow you make it. Now everybody calling you, everybody acting like they was there for you. You would think it would be different when it comes to the children of God, right? This is Christianity. He took me amongst them. It was the same exact thing. Snakes and hypocrites. And I was amongst all the top Christian rappers. Y'all all gonna be exposed. Yes, I got receipts, guys. More testimonies coming. And I'm talking about the top Christian rappers. I'm talking about Lecrae and them level. Okay? The top. All of them. Sorry. Y'all gonna be exposed. And they lucky. Oh, I got this video. Wait till I got stuff coming. Yo, I had to die. I wanted to blast. I had to die to flesh. I had to die to self. These fake rappers thinking they acting like they all tough. You ain't even from the streets. Acting like y'all somebody. Oh, man. I'll smack the taste out your mouth. Who you think you talk, y'all think y'all are hypocrites. Again, dying to self. Most High like, I don't know, my son. Gotta kill that stronghold you got. Humble, meek, the attributes of YAHSHUAH. See, it's a continual work. I expose the good, the bad, and the ugly, YAHSHUAH. I'm transparent, and I'm going to always be. How are you going to be saved by others' testimonies if I'm faking like I always had it all together? Absolutely not. There are things you have to conquer in your lower self. So, yeah, fast forward to the Hebrews, no different. Men amongst them, same energy. Nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to do nothing. They disrespect you and act like, they won't do nothing. They will ghost you. They will act like they are all of these big ministries. They all, like they are higher class and we are lower class. And no one will help you. No one will share anything. You understand? Nothing. I did the Shema. Ooh, come on, y'all. I did the Shema Yisrael music video. Y'all see the music video? Y'all see all the ministries in it? Y'all see us all together? What y'all don't know is I sent that music video to every last person in that music video, and not one of them responded. Not one of them. They all ignored me. And to this day, not one of them has responded. Not one of them has shared the video. Not one of them has liked the video. Not one of these ministries. And someone heard that story and was like, I cannot believe that. No way. That video looks like y'all all together. It looks are deceiving. These people are hypocrites. Not one of them to this day. And now we had almost 5,000 views from the Most High. It started growing on its own. This is before he even waved his hand. It was almost at 2,000 views. And I looked back and I said, the children of YAHSHUAH are finding this video. It's before he waved his hand. I'm about to get to that in a second. So it was already growing. So I was already like, okay. Now I know what I need to do. I need to do my Facebook ads. I need to do that. I'm going to promote the Shema Yisrael music video. I'm going to do this. Then when I release my testimony to Facebook, then I'm going to have all of them coming. Then at least I can get some, I was going to grow the ministry from the ground up, one person at a time, because nobody would share anything. And I had those powerful lessons already up there. I had the Shema music video up there. I had the curses, YAHSHUAH music video already up there. All of it. Nobody. One person would share on HebrewConnect.tv, but that's their platform. So they would share on their platform, but would not share anything on YouTube, would not share the ministry, and literally said they would and lied. Just got to keep it real. It was a lie. If you speak something that you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you lied because you said you were going to do it. And I have the receipt of the person saying they were going to do it. Yes, I have it in their own words. And they never did it. Never. And I ain't the only lie. But this ain't about that. That's y'all willing that don't have to come out. Y'all willing when I approach this individual, he repents and do the right thing this time, because last time he didn't. It was just more lies. And you only get 2. You come back with more witnesses. And then after that, you go to assembly. So we'll see. Anyway, yeah, you would think someone would help. Absolutely no one. And I didn't care. I have the Most High. Who is against me when y'all is for me? That means you ain't for me. So I'm fine. But Yalene didn't understand, how is this going to happen? How is this going to come to pass? So I said, y'all's going to do it. I just don't know when. And that was almost a year ago. And that was it. So I was just going along, doing my videos every couple of weeks, because I work so much. And, the people were enjoying it, a little 1 or 2 comments. People were 40, 50 views. It is what it is. I know one day. It just, if the Father only wanted 50 people to hear the Ruach speak through me, then that's all that he had for me. It ain't about me. It's about my Father. It's his will, not ours. So I had shalom with that. So with that context, now you got the backdrop. So I'm going along. Everything is as normal, right? I'm working. I'm busting my butt because I'm working on a documentary. So the documentary is like 90% complete, and it's amazing. It's huge. It came about because Biz Markie had just died, and Biz Markie was my friend, right? So we was part of, on the same record label, Cold Chill and Warner Brothers, with Coogee Rap and Granddaddy IU and Kid Capri and Wu-Tang before they were Wu-Tang, and Master Ace and Kane wasn't on. Big Daddy Kane, he was on. But because of Biz, he was kind of like on Cold Chillin'. But yeah, Kane had moved on to another label by then. But so, you know, I was doing a documentary just to tell stories, untold stories about Biz. But then it turned into like a documentary. Like, it was dope. And so then once it got 90% complete, I was like, okay, I'll use this documentary. Once I release this documentary, I can release it to my Facebook. And then my 1,000 people who know me personally on Facebook will get introduced that Uncle YAHSHUAH is now awakened. Like, they don't know me. The last thing they know was Joshua Starr, the Christian hip hop artist. You know what I mean? And they know me back from the streets as the guy YAHSHUAH. And I know they was tripping like, who was this Joshua Starr? But it was a name for my Christian hip hop. But, so that's the last thing they know is 2016 when I was doing this big movie and we won all these awards and my music, and I was part of the Christian hip hop thing about to blow up. And then boom, y'all told me, remove yourself, sit down, come, snatch me up. So no one's heard from me since 2016. So I was going to release the documentary to the Facebook as my introduction. Here I'm back. Now I'm Uncle YAHSHUAH. And now I got the YouTube. I had the lessons. I had all that and the curses documentary, you know. So I was going to release myself. And that's how I was going to start the ministry. And then I was going to take the Shema Yisrael video and pay for advertising and try to promote it. You know what I mean? And just grow the ministry one person at a time. So I'm working on my lessons. I'm, you know, coming from work, working all night, trying to do it, staying up after work, 7 in the morning to like 3 in the afternoon, trying to finish these lessons, falling asleep, going out to work late. I'm supposed to leave from work at 8 p.m. But because I'm trying to do this ministry, doing these lessons for the people who ain't even there yet, you know what I mean? But little people who are there. But for y'all, who y'all didn't even know y'all coming, I didn't know. Well, I knew y'all were going to come one day, but I didn't know when. So I'm talking from 2 viewpoints, hindsight as well as present. So this particular day, I'm running late. I had worked on the documentary. That's why, because I was killing that. I was working on that documentary for months. So I'm like 90%, and it's so good. So I was up late. So I was working on the documentary. So I didn't go to bed till late. So I got up. I think I got 4 hours of sleep. So I was running really late. So I woke up at 9 p.m. Okay. Now I'm supposed to leave the house by 8 p.m. I'm waking up at 9 p.m. That tell you how late I am, right? So I wake up, I'm like, oh crap, I did it again. And it's the weekend. I think it was like a Saturday, if I remember correctly, like the Shabbat, if I remember correctly. I think it was, I'm not sure. Y'all can go with the date because you can see when I pull up his video, it tells the date. I think it was August 13th or anyway. So I get up, I wash up, I go in the bathroom. So I'm running late, guys, right? So I'm trying to hurry up. I got to wash up everything, go make me something to eat, everything, run out the door and try to, before I'm not able to make no real money tonight. Like, so I'm rushing. I'm in the bathroom. Okay. So next thing you know, I always like to put on ministry. I always listen to ministry, somebody's ministry, something, the word. So I went, I plugged my phone in. I looked at the phone. I'm like, what am I going to watch? I start scrolling and then I see this. Let me show you what I see. I see this thumbnail, and it caught my attention with this demonic doggone, that's Lil Nas X. So let me come back. So I'm like, ooh. And I look, I said, oh, TCA put this? I said, oh, I'm watching that. And I haven't watched my nephew in so long, right? And not purposely. When you don't watch something consistently, they don't send it to your feed anymore. So that's the out of sight, out of mind. So because they stop sending to your feed, they keep sending the things that you currently watch. That's why I got to keep trying to upload these videos, because if I don't consistently upload a video and they remove me from your feed, when I do drop a video, y'all won't get a notification. So it's a hard thing to do, but it is what it is. It's how it works. So they don't send this feed all the time, every blue moon. And when they do, I watch it. This day they happen to send it. So I seen it and I was like, oh, I said, TCA put that up. Oh, I'm watching this. So I press click. And when I press click, this is what I saw, guys. This is what I saw. All right, all right. And I made myself big enough to block out, look at this, his eyes, because I don't want y'all looking at that this whole time. And someone wrote that in a comment for this video. It was like, man, I wish you would have pulled this down because we looking at this demon looking at us the whole time we watching this video. So anyway, I went to the video and this is what I heard.
Let's go to the Zoom. Hopefully it doesn't do that cutting out thing. And we'll get a few feedback on what's going on. And you don't have to just talk about this particular war, but it'd be good to cover this because we can see blatantly. I mean, the image in front of you is Disney. So that's an image on the Disney website of a Gentile hugging a Israelite. And on the Israelite's t-shirt, he's got a heart. So that's butt breaking 1.0. Then you have Nas or Little Nas, butt breaking. And interestingly, what a lot of people don't know, on the plantations, there was a lot of homosexuality that used to take place, you know.
Mm-hmm. Butt breaking.
And there was a lot of raping. A lot of people know about the raping of the female, but they don't understand that there's a lot of homoerotica that took place on the planet.
Hold up, I gotta add, you know, Uncle YAHSHUAH, I'm gonna have to do a separate lesson of that. It was literally more raping of the males than it was the females. That homosexuality was rampant, buck breaking. Those slave masters had a stronger desire for young men, boys and men than they did the women. But they won't show you that. That's how wicked it was.
Plantation too. And interestingly, even today, there's this spirit of homoerotica taking place on the modern plantation. So, without further ado, I'm just going to ask somebody what they think regarding this issue.
So, guys, this is what happened. I'm watching it from the beginning, like not the very beginning, because it was already about this point is when I zoomed in. I mean, when I was up washing up in the bathroom, and I press, you know, I press play to watch it. I have never, from the time that I met Thoughts Camera, I've watched Thoughts Camera Action for all these years, since 2018, as I've ever seen him do a live and have people able to join him, like call in or join him on a Zoom. I don't think I've ever seen him do live, me personally. So I've never seen it, ever, right? So I'm washing up, and all of a sudden I'm listening, because I was listening to what he's saying, like he's talking about the buck breaking, you know, me. I'm like, that's right, you know. So I'm watching it, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'm going to have someone like join in and like get their opinions. I'm like, huh? I remember I'm washing up and I look down at the phone because it's on the counter, and I'm like, huh? I said, he about to have somebody call in. And then this happens. Right.
Then, so what do you think about the current social climate in terms of, in comparison to when you was in school, or the culture that you were brought up in, as opposed to this culture today?
Oh, the culture today is gone. You know, it is totally different than, but each generation.
So I'm in the bathroom, I'm washing up, and I'm like, man, this dude is on there live with Thoughts Camera Action. My first reaction, guys, I swear to you, I was like, man, I wish I was able to call in. Like, I've been watching, you know, Thoughts Camera Action for years. I was like, man, this dude is lucky. I wish I could call in, right? Check this out, right? So then whatever, I'm watching it. So this goes for a long time, right? So basically, they're having a conversation going back and forth. He's talking, and then Thoughts Camera Actions responded back. Then he talks again. It was a nice little decent time span, and I'm watching it. And as I'm watching it, I'm thinking like, man, what I wouldn't do to be able to, you know.
You know, once that doubt came to us, we were all.
Boy, Uncle, send me an email, man, so we can keep in contact. You know what I'm saying? I'll get my wife to drop the email in the chat, and we just keep in contact, yeah?
So did y'all hear that? He called him uncle. right? So I was like, that's interesting. He kept calling him uncle. And I'm like, why is he calling him uncle? And I could tell it's a term of respect, right? And that's what he say, uncle, wow, you know, keep in touch. And I swear to y'all, I'm washing up and I'm like, man, I'm literally like, why that couldn't be me? You know, this dude was able to call in and like kind of form a relationship, you know? And I'm like all these years I've been, you know, speaking the word and nobody would form a relationship. Like, but it's so fake. It's never been positive like that. You see how that was genuine? Well, y'all didn't watch the whole thing. Oh, man. Ah, the disc is full. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to pause. All right, we're back. So the guy was, he was on there for a while, and he, you know, Thoughts Camera Action was just so respectful and personable. But every time I've ever came across another ministry, these Hebrew ministries with these mores and these pastors and stuff, they're like arrogant and brash. They're not meek and humble. I don't see the attributes of YAHSHUAH in them at all. You know, they kind of treat you like they're above you. You know, they're the leader and the teacher and the more. They're not humble and respectful and meek and like thankful. So as I'm listening to the elder, you could see him, you know, with his gray beard, you know, Thoughts Camera Action was just so meek and humble and respectful. I just appreciated it so much. It was just so, it was a beautiful thing to experience. So let's continue. So I'm watching it, right? And he keeps going for a while, right?
But I appreciate the wisdom that you've imparted.
So after the Ak finished, right? Then he was like, okay, we're going to go to another caller. Let's go to somebody that we didn't have before. So I'm washing up, right? And I'm like, okay, got more people calling in? So again, I was like, man, I wish I could. But, you know, I'm hurrying up. I'm washing up, right? I'm hurrying up. I'm going fast. So he goes to the next caller. And let me see.
Let's go to, all right, can we try Tabitha? Is it Tabitha?
Shalom. Yes, sir. I just came in the meeting. I just saw you on YouTube, and I saw the link to come on Zoom. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on Zoom, because on YouTube, you can't hardly hear what the brother was saying. On here, you can hear it better.
Oh, okay. So you came on there to hear, rather than,
Yes, sir.
oh.
Yes, sir. But I could say something.
She said on the YouTube she couldn't hear what the brother was speaking. It was really low. She was like, but I can say something since I'm on here. So she was talking to him for a while, right? So now remember, I'm washing up, guys. So I'm listening to this, right? So I'm just listening, washing up. It is what it is. Like, you know, I'm just like, you know, I'm over the part of, I wish I could be on there because I got to go. Like, I need to hurry up, finish, get my food, and run out the door. So he's talking to her. He finishes talking to her. And I think he said, I think that's the point. He was like, we're going to take one more caller, right? So he's like, we're going to take one more caller. He's like, but this time I want somebody different. Like, I want somebody that's not, I haven't talked to before. I didn't know he ever did this before. I'm guessing he did. So then in the chat, you can see some lady talking about this elder. His name was Elder something. And she was like, you need to call on Elder something. He got something to say, and he got wisdom, and he has this and that, and call on him. He did this and he did that. And like, she's giving him all these accolades. And she like, Thoughts Camera Action, nephew, call on him. Nephew, call on him, call on him, call on him. So I was like, oh, wow. So I'm waiting to see if Thoughts Camera Action is going to pick him, right? So that I can hear what he got to say, you know, while I'm washing up. So he's on there and he's like, okay, we're going to pick somebody else. And we went, so I'm finishing up. And the Most High said, no, right before that, I think it's this woman. I think that's when he said it, because I remember I had time. So while this woman was talking, the Most High said, literally in a strong tone, hurry up and wash up and call the ministry. So I like, huh? And I kept washing up. So when he said it, I'm thinking, I'm like, I ain't got time. I got to hurry up. I need to hurry up and get out this door because I got to, like, it's, you know, it's my money night. You know what I mean? The weekends where I make the most money. So I'm like, I ain't got no time. I'm like, there's no way. And I'm like, and they don't even know how. Like, and so then he said, I said that in my mind, right? So I finished washing up and I'm hurrying up to leave. And he said, hurry up, wash up, go that room, turn on your computer and log on to that ministry. And I was like, oh, and I just sat back. Because when he said it twice and the tone that he said it in, I don't play with y'all. So I was like, oh, I'm like a little kid, you know, I'm literally like a little kid. I'm like, you know, I'd be like, oh man, you know, you got to do it when your parents say you to do it. So my father told me to do it. I don't want to do it. I need to get out here. So I was like, but I don't play with y'all. I don't play with my father. So I was like, okay. So I'm listening to them. So as I'm hurrying up to wash up, I'm like, I don't even know how. Like, I don't know nothing. Like, so then, you know, I guess the Ruach told me, I guess that's the Ruach. But sometimes you don't hear it audibly. That's the Ruach, guys. So the Ruach spoke to me silently, you know, in your thoughts. It was like, go look at the live chat. So while I'm washing up, I looked at the live chat and started scrolling to see if he pasted a link. And I scrolled all the way up to when it started. And there was a link, a Zoom link. And I was like, wow. Okay. So the Most High told me, hurry up. So I said, okay, I'm going to hurry up. Now check this out, guys. This is my mind frame. I'm going to hurry up. I'm going to wash up, right? And then I'm going to go into the room, turn on my computer, right? Once I turn my computer, I'm going to go into the kitchen. I'm going to start making my vegan sandwich, right? And my lime water and everything and my apples and get prepared, my stuff that I eat when I'm out working, get that all together and try to sign up, click the link to sign up for the Zoom. It's like, in my mind, guys, and these are facts. In my mind, I'm going to do everything that I'm supposed to do because the Most High is telling me to do it. But in my mind, I'm just wasting time. I'm literally like, I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do. And then once I did it, it's like, yeah, I did what you said and I can get on out the door and go to work. So that's my mind frame because there's no way that I'm going to be, there's no way. First of all, if Thoughts Cam Action is doing a thing where he is allowing people to join him live, and you see it got 18,000 views, right? So it's literally almost 1,000 people on there, and everybody wants to talk, right? And I log on late, right? Now you see, we already half the video, we already an hour into this. He already saying, we're going to pick people. He already got a long, there's no way I'm going to log on. Now check this out. This is where it gets even worse. I say, okay, okay. Sorry, I had to do something. Okay. So I'm literally like, okay, I have to do what the Father says, but I got to do this at the same time I'm preparing to leave, right? Because it just is what it is. I just have to do what he says, right? So I finish washing up, right? I wash up everything. I'm done. I go into my studio. I push the power button so it all load up. I go into the kitchen. I put my food on. Now, when I finish washing up, I'm cleaning up my counter and stuff. Thoughts Cam actually saying, remember they're still on. He's like, okay, we're going to take one more person. Literally, okay? I'm washing up. He's like, we're going to take one more person, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to fast forward and y'all willing, I can find it. So y'all can see what I'm talking about. But let me give you context first before I try to find it. He like, we're going to take one more person, right? So he like, let me see. Who am I going to pick? He was like, I would like to pick somebody new. Who am I going to pick? So at this point, I didn't even go in there to turn on my computer yet. So I'm finishing cleaning off the countertop, right? So, and he's like, we're going to take one more person. So I'm laughing inside. So I'm like, okay, y'all, you telling me to do it. But like, by the time I get in and do all this, he's going to pick his person. But at least, see, the key is at least I did what the Father tell me. That's it. But in my mind, I'm not thinking nothing's going to happen. I'm thinking, so I'm like, but I'm going to do what he says. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Understand something, guys. You're learning from testimony. This is the way I live my life. I do what the Father say no matter what. No matter if I agree, no matter what, I do what he say. Okay? So he's like, we're going to take one more person. So he's like, okay, so let's see. Who are we going to take? Right? So but he's saying, so he's looking for the person to take. I walk out of the bathroom. I do what he says. I finish. I go into the studio. I press the power button. I go into the kitchen. I prepare all my food. I'm listening, right? He's still doing whatever. I go back into the studio. Once it powers up, I plug in the thing. Now I got to pull up this video right here. So I pull up the video. My food is cooking. As I'm pulling up the video, he's still trying to pick who he's going to pick, guys. This is crazy. It's live in action, right? So I pull it up. I pull up this screen, right? So then I have to scroll on the YouTube to scroll all the way up to the top to click the Zoom so I can get the Zoom link on my computer. So, because I'm going to log in through my computer because I don't use Zoom on my phone. So I do that. I find a link, right? I find a link. He's still saying, who we gonna pick? Who we gonna pick? So he's thinking, he's perusing through all the people who are already on the Zoom. Remember, guys, I ain't even there. Okay? So all these people who already been waiting all this time, they've been waiting. Ain't no telling how many, probably 50 or hundreds, right? So he's like, who am I gonna pick? Who am I gonna pick? He's just scrolling through names. I click the Zoom link, right? Bang. I clicked it. I'm just doing what y'all's telling me now. All this time, I'm just trying to hurry up and do it so I can get my food and get out the door and go to work, right? So I click the Zoom link. Bang. It opens up the Zoom thing and then it says, such and such. Click, boom. I'm in the Zoom. It says waiting for the host to let you in. So I was like, well, I did it. So my job is that there's no way, understand, there's no way he's going to let me in because I'm just joining, right? He said, this is the last call. He already got hundreds of them waiting. He's online trying to pick who he's going to pick, who's already in the Zoom. Here I am trying to get in for him to even let me in. He's not even going to see that I'm trying to get in. Me not realizing his wife is probably helping him or somebody's, I don't know. See, I'm just saying that maybe y'all willing me and him ever have a discussion and he see this and he can explain how he saw me trying to get in or whatever, who saw it and who let me in. So anyway, I click the thing, right? So it's a great thing and it's spinning and it says, waiting for the host to let you in. Once I seen that, I said, well, I did what I need to do. See, I with y'all like, well, I did everything y'all told me. I'm done. I'm finished, guys. I'm complete. I'm like, that's it. So I get up and I go back into the kitchen. I'm straight. I did everything y'all told me to do. So my work here is done, right? I go in the kitchen. I'm making my food, right? I take the food. I'm doing everything, and I'm listening. So I got him on my phone. I'm listening in my headphones like I was in the bathroom. I've been listening the whole time. So I'm in the kitchen. So then he's like, who are we going to pick? Who are we going to pick? And I'm making my food, whatever. And I'm just waiting to see who he's going to pick. So whatever. I'm about to be out the door in a minute. Anyway, once he picked who he's going to pick, he picked them. Then I finish my food. I go into the room. I turn off the computer, turn off everything, log out. I did what y'all said and I hurry up out the door. I got to go to work. So I'm in there. I'm making my food. I'm listening. He's like, who we going to pick? Who we going to pick? Let's see. We're going to pick Uncle YAHSHUAH. Thank you, y'all, for allowing me to set this up the right way so y'all can feel the impact. It was like a surreal moment to even hear my name come across his lips. And it was like you on The Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune or, you know, some game show. And like, who we going to pick? Who we going to pick? He like, and I'm just ignoring it. You know, I'm just making my food. I'm out the door. I'm ready to pick who you going to pick so I can turn off my computer and go. And he said, Uncle YAHSHUAH. I said, huh? I'm like, remember, guys, I just clicked it. I said, Uncle. So then he's like, yeah, Uncle YAHSHUAH. I'm like, oh, Mom. And I got the food in my hand. I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, so now I'm thinking, oh. And earlier, he called on somebody and he was like, are you there? Going once, going twice. And he went to the next person. So I'm all the way in the kitchen, right? So I'm like, he's like, Uncle YAHSHUAH. And then he said, so first of all, I'm baffled because I'm stuck in animation. Like, I'm like, huh? What? And then he said, okay, Uncle YAHSHUAH, are you there? And I'm like, oh, now I'm realizing he gonna click over. I'm gonna miss the opportunity. So I drop the food on the counter and I just take off running from the kitchen. Now I'm listening. So he said, Uncle YAHSHUAH, but he was literally he's like, Uncle YAHSHUAH, are you there? And I'm running from the kitchen and I turn the corner and I run into the studio and I run here. Now I got to grab my mouse and I got to try to click the thing. Grab the mouse. I click onto the Zoom. I'm on the Zoom. Now I got to unmute my mic. You know what I mean? So I got to, so I'm grabbing, I'm trying to go down and I click unmute and I'm like, hello, hello. And so now let's play it back. I give the preface. So now I'm going to try to go all the way back, guys, to when he like says, I'm going to try to, I've never done this before. I've never heard it before. I've never watched this back before. I'm going to try to find the spot.
Most of the information, if not all. Let's go to.
There we go. Okay. Let's go back. That's it. Let me go. Oh, we're on 144.28.
Let's go to.
Go back a little bit more.
So, I know we ventured off topic.
Here we go.
Slightly, but Brother Sam did ask and he brought out some good information. So let's go to. Let's see.
You see, all this time, I'm in the kitchen making my food. I'm just waiting for him to pick who he gonna say so I can finish my food, come back in here, turn off the computer. I'm gonna still listen to his program on my phone and headphones while I leave out for work. But you see how long it's taking, right? Listen.
Can we go for, let's try someone. Let's try.
So this is it, guys. So now I'm in the kitchen. He's doing all this. I'm making my food. I'm just waiting for him to pick. You know what I mean?
Can we go for, let's try someone. Let's try Uncle YAHSHUAH. Uncle YAHSHUAH?
Okay. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm waiting for him to pick. You see how long he was going. Let's try. Let's try Uncle
YAHSHUAH. Uncle YAHSHUAH?
So guys, I'm sitting there with the food. I'm like, y'all can see I'm tripping, right? Y'all can see, this is literally like The Price is Right. I've literally got the food. I'm like, when he said uncle, as soon as he said uncle, it piqued my interest because as soon as he said uncle, I did like this, like uncle. But then I remember he was already calling people uncle. So I'm thinking, anybody, and then I learned anybody who's an elder, I learned that on this. He said that in Jamaica and Africa, the elders, anybody that's elder in age, older, you do call them uncle, and they call you nephew. It's a term of endearment. So by then I had learned that he said it already. So when I heard uncle, first I was like, uncle. Then I was like, oh, that's right. He calling anybody uncle. So that was it. But then But then he said,
can we go for...
and I also want you to know, so now that, okay, in the, oh, no. Yeah, they did let me in. No, that's right. I came back. Okay, I was in the kitchen. I checked on my food. It wasn't ready, right? So I came back in here. And when I came back, I see that he let me in. There you go. Thank you, y'all. Because it's been a while. It's been 2 months now. I see that he let me in. So when he let me in, I was like, oh, crap, I'm in. That's when I got to see everybody that was waiting, because you can see all the people that have been there already. Now, remember, I just got in. This thing's about to be over, right? He said, one more person, you're going to do one more, something like that, right? Then he said, I'm like, so I looked and I'm like, oh, man, all these people before me. So I'm literally like, okay, there's no way he's going to pick me. So I'm looking at the names, right? I see straight like that. He spelled his name with an 8, and I see then I see the elder who the sister in the live chat kept saying, pick on him. His name was something, Uncle something or something, right? And I seen him in there. So then in the, there's a chat when you're in the Zoom, a personal chat, right? So in that personal chat, I got to see, they were writing, pick this guy, the elder, and I think he's a Rasta, and and they was talking about the accolades he did and all the good stuff he did. And they was and I'm reading all this stuff. And it was like, he been trying to reach you for this. So I was like, oh yeah, he definitely picking this guy, because, this guy is like, I mean, who not to pick? We're peasants compared to this guy. The way they was talking about, he do this and he do that and all this good stuff. And, he's been trying to reach you for so long, and he's been on this live stream the whole time. Pick him. And so I wrote in the side chat thing, I think I wrote something like, wow, all much respect to the Ak for all the work he's been doing, talking about the guy who they were saying, pick him. I wrote in the chat like, wow, like basically pick him because all the work he doing. And I wrote like, all due respect to the Baba. I think they was calling Baba or something. We're going to find out because he's on here. Whatever his name was, I wrote something like, all due respect for all the work that he's been doing, like shalom to all those doing the work of the Father. Bang, that was it. I ain't put in there, pick me, that was it. So after that, I sat there for a minute, watching, and he's like, whatever. And I seen all the people in there. So I knew, okay, I'm not getting picked no matter what. So then I went back into the kitchen. That's when I went back into the kitchen to check on my food. So this time my food is ready. So then he's like,
let's try.
So now I'm in the kitchen.
Let's try Uncle YAHSHUAH. Uncle YAHSHUAH?
So I'm like, what? So now I'm like, what? So now it's kicked in that he said, Uncle YAHSHUAH. So I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It was so surreal, right? Like winning a doggone lottery, right? He said me. And then I'm like, oh, they about to, so I took off running. I literally, I took off running because I knew, because before it's like, okay, if he keep calling you, he's going to be like, okay, let's go to somebody else.
Let's try Uncle YAHSHUAH. Uncle YAHSHUAH?
Yes, shalom. Wow, what a pleasant surprise.
Shalom, you good?
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the...
Okay, so I just want to give y'all a preface. I can't hear him, which I don't like, because our dialogue back and forth could have been much better. But when he speak, I couldn't hear him speaking. So when he was like, are you good? I would have been like, oh, yes, I'm good, Aki, thank you. And you hear me, I'm not answering him. And as it goes on, you're going to hear him trying to talk, and I can't hear him. So it messed up our dialogue, which I'm like, oh, that sucks. But yeah, it would have been a much better dialogue if I could have heard what he was saying. And one time he said, do you hear me? And I couldn't hear him.
What a pleasant surprise, Aki.
Shalom, you good?
First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the work that you've been doing. I've been following you for years, and I'd be sharing your channel to others, because your thorough research and just your strength and conviction and going forth and fearlessness is just so welcome, such a breath of fresh air to see the young ox just, and just so you know, I'm an elder. I look kind of young because the Most High has preserved me, because I've been keeping the dietary law since I was 12 years old. So I've been keeping the dietary laws for about 40 years now. So I have a youthful appearance, but I've been living over a century. So I am an elder.
Over half a century.
I thank you for allowing the elders to speak and share some of the wisdom, that we've gained through experience, what the scripture says about elders. And just in the chat, seeing about on the continent, they called, and I'm guessing in Jamaica too, they called the elders uncle and auntie, and I didn't even know that. And I remember years ago when the Most High instructed me to put uncle in front of my name, I didn't even know that was like a traditional thing that our elders did. But, he gave me the revelation, because I used to be like that in the world, always that like uncle to give you the truth, broad cut, no chaser. That uncle just always going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
The one that you go to, be like, let's go to Uncle Ray Ray. He'll tell us the truth no matter what. You know what I mean? And can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you, man. I can hear you, man. I can hear you. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Aki, I've been promoting and sharing your channel to all those. Back, when you were first just going so hard, and I was just like, it's so needed to see like our young ox and the Okoti step up and share the word of Yah, just fearlessly. It's just so powerful and important. And just a little history story. Back in like the 70s, when I was young. Hello?
Sorry, 1 second. I don't know what happened there, Uncle.
So listen to this, guys. The guy who been trying to get in this whole time, who they keep saying, let him in, he's an elder, he's this, he's that, the one who I wrote, and I said, congratulations for all the work that you do. Somehow, he got into my thoughts camera action, and my nephew picked me. This dude got in. That's him talking. Now listen to this, guys. He interrupt the thing. Listen.
Uncle? Yeah.
Yes, man.
Wait, what? 1 second. I don't know what. 1 second. Wait. There's two. All right. Wait.
That's his name, Bailey. That's what they kept saying, because I just said Bailey got unmuted. His name is Bailey. So I'm like, because I could see when he talked, it said Bailey. And I'm like, how did he get He's on my thing. Listen.
Wait. Sorry. I don't know what happened. All right. Decently ended all there. Sorry. All right.
Bailey, I guess I'll wrap it up.
No. Wait. No. You don't have to wrap it up.
So I was like, Bailey, you know what? I'll wrap it up pretty fast, because you just bum rushed in. So I'm like, me, I'm meek and humble, guys. I'm always humble. So I'm like, okay, I'll wrap it up fast so you can go. And Thoughts came like, no. You don't have to wrap it up.
Real quick. Wait. Hello.
Back in the 70s.
Hello.
See, I can't hear him. I wish I could hear him. But he realized I can't hear him, so he let me talk. I really wish I could have heard him. It would have made a much better dialogue. But let me continue. Let's listen, guys.
All right, wait. Sorry. I don't know what happened. All right, decently ended all there. Sorry. All right.
Bailey, I guess I'll wrap it up.
No. Wait. No. You don't have to wrap it up quick. Wait. Hello.
Back in the 70s.
Hello.
So I know.
Is it working?
TCA.
Is it? Hello? Can you hear me?
In the Cointel Pro days when we had the Black Panthers and stuff. So they had these programs. You know how you see the videos when they have the programs with the little kids when they were feeding them, and the food program. That's who started all the food programs and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like WIC and all that stuff. So I was one of those children. And in those days when the Panthers were alive in all the communities, I'm from New York City originally, and I remember in our community, we had these community centers, and they had like red, black, and green walls, and they would just give us lunches and programs, and they would teach us like who we are in history, and to be like, to have pride in who we are, what we weren't getting taught in school. And I remember when it just started to disappear. Like, they literally started to close all of the community. And this was our safe spaces. The streets were wild and chaos back in the 70s and 80s. You know, when all our ancestors, they put them on heroin and stuff like that in the 70s and 80s. And so it was chaos. But we had safe places, community centers all over, where we would get fed programs and get taught, like, who we were and our, you know, our kingship and everything. And then they started to just remove it. And we didn't know, as a child, I didn't know. All I know was that we would go, and next thing you know, the community center was closed down. And then next thing you know, all of the elders who used to wear the black leather jackets and stuff, now later I'll find out those were the Black Panthers. I didn't know as a child. They started to disappear.
Yes.
And they left us with nothing on the streets. And they left us, and now we're in the parks with heroin addicts and needles all over. And then they start closing the parks. And they left us to the streets. This is part of the destruction of our children, you know, and I just want to share that as an elder, you know what I mean? Just a story. And just thank you, you know, so much for all that you do. And I'm just humbly,
I'm going to share more. I'm not going to do it here because I'm tired and I need to go to work, but I'm going to do a separate video where I share more of the stories about life growing up in the 70s and those program centers, which I didn't know. I was one of those children in the food program that the Black Panthers were setting up in all the major cities. I didn't even know that that's what they were. So I was telling the story. I remember the dudes with the leather jackets and the little black beret, but we didn't, I was a child. I didn't know till an adult later that that was what the Black Panthers, you know what I mean? And I remember they all started going away. The food program started going away. All the rec centers closed. The community centers closed. Everything closed. All the parks was closed. We would just play in the street like crazy. So
grateful to be able to even speak on your platform and to finally meet you. You know, and like I got a curses documentary that I put out, and I talk about you in the documentary. I'm like, support this channel and watch this channel because you will learn so much from the channel. So just thank you for all that you do. And I yield with that, and I'm humbly and just appreciative to even be able to speak on your platform.
You know what, Uncle? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I say, you know what, Uncle? I thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys are the generation before us. I know I'm a bit hard on the generation before us because I see like there's been a knowledge gap, you know, not, you know, in terms of like over here in the UK, the people who came from the Caribbean, they kind of had to survive through assimilation. So they assimilated into a culture that wasn't their culture for survival. And then a lot of them didn't really appreciate or had no understanding of where they came from, you know? So when our grandparents died off, and because our grandparents are very insular, most of them, when you ask them about our culture, their history, because they were taught to be ashamed of their history, taught that Africans were cannibals, or we're just cannibals, you're no good, you come from a monkey, you're from a chimp, and you're subhuman, you're not human. And they kind of had this inferiority complex instilled in them artificially, that they wouldn't really give the information across culturally. And there's like a big knowledge gap and a big chasm between the generations that, you know, scripturally it says that the men are supposed to be the librarians. Like, we're supposed to be the libraries that are the repositories of information. Yes. And we hand it down, father to son, son to father, there's supposed to be a line. But when you take the man out, throw him in the prison, throw him in the jail, murder him, kill him, then it kind of stops the information from circulating or trickling down or cascading. So that's kind of where we've kind of lost the plot. We've lost the mark. We've had to start again like a reset. So while everyone's going through this reset now, we've already been reset time and time again. And now we're re-emerging and we're reawakening. And it just so happens that now there's a reset. So.
Great reset.
Exactly.
Great reset. And man, I love what you said because you're so true. What they did was they took our elders who was pouring into us. Now, this is back in the 70s, and they imprisoned all of them, took them away. And then they left us to the streets, and then they left us to the school system, who started to fill our head with knowledge so that we can lose our identity. You know what I mean? But what the elders, the Black Panthers and all them, what they instilled in us, in my generation, it stayed.
Yeah.
So that's why at 12 years old, I was keeping the dietary laws before we even knew what Torah was. You know what I mean? So it kept my temple pure, and the wisdom that I gained, I became an avid reader, and I never went astray from the dietary laws. I never went astray. So that fire and that clean spirit always existed through all of the hellfire that we went through, because it was bad. I mean, we went through the crack generation. I watched crack get invented. Before crack, I watched it turn into zombies.
I said, I watched crack get invented. I watched it turn our people into zombies, our older people into zombies. And then I don't know what's breaking up.
And you know, and then after the heroin and then the crack, and then that's when we started creating. I was there when we created hip hop from the beginning. I'm a child that was there from the 70s. And I got a documentary that I'm doing right now. It should be releasing about another week. You're gonna love it, and I'll promote your channel in it too. But you're gonna love it, everyone. And it's talking about this history, what we're talking about in the documentary. And it was just, we fought through it. And at the beginning of hip hop, we was making music like leave that crack alone and put down positive self-destruction. You're headed for something. I mean, we were teaching knowledge and wit, but then they remove that. You understand? Then they bring in what? The indoctrination. Niggas with the A.
Yes, he about to say they brought in NWA, but I couldn't hear him. I hate this part because he was so right. I would have been able to jump on that. Like our dialogue would have been amazing, but I couldn't hear him. So it sounds so rude. And you know, I'm not a rude person. I hate that.
Drugs, yeah, man. Destruction, and you know.
See, I just kept going because I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him try to interject. But he's so humble. I'm so thankful that he has such humility that even if he wasn't sure if I could hear him or not, out of respect, he just got quiet and let me continue. But I didn't hear you, nephew. I wish I did, because we've been able to go back and forth, because you were 100% correct. They brought in NWA to kill.
The interview that I'm doing right now should be releasing about another week. You're gonna love it, and I'll promote your channel in it too. But you're gonna love it, everyone. And it's talking about this history, what we're talking about in the documentary. And it was just, we fought through it. And at the beginning of hip hop, we was making music like leave that crack alone and put down positive self-destruction. You're headed for something. I mean, we were teaching knowledge and wit, but then they remove that. You understand? Then they bring in what? The indoctrination.
Niggas with the attitude.
Drugs,
yeah, man.
Destruction, and you know, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But you know what it is? Even when you look at music, you know, even when you look at Lamentations, like we used to sing to encourage one another. Like music's always been a healer. That's why when people are oppressed, they make the best music. Generally, people that are not oppressed, they've got nothing to really sing about, really. Like they've got, this is very, you know, there's nothing really to it. There's no depth. But that being said, when you look at how music originated for us most recently on the plantation, Negro spiritual music was not even just about music to make you happy, you know, but it's about teaching people messages. But yeah, but discreetly, because you don't want massa knowing what you're saying. So you're saying subliminally. Yeah. So now, even now with all these censors that are going on, like the both sides just pull it on me to make music, but I'm kind of giving the story away, but it's subliminally to try to teach. Because what happened on the plantation, when they caught onto the music and how they were teaching people through music, they stopped it. Likewise in Brazil, when they caught on that they weren't just dancing, but they were learning some form of self-defense, they stopped it. So anytime we try to empower ourselves through music or dance, they stop it. Or they don't stop it, they infiltrate it and give you some demonic music or some demonic dancing. So now we have WAP or WAP or whatever that rubbish is. Twerking.
And when they wave, during the bathroom, they wave, those dances they putting on our children. Yes. When our ancestors in the slave days were doing capoeira, that's where the Brazilian capoeira dance from.
Yes. Yeah, man.
They thought they were just dancing.
Yeah, man.
But they were learning self-defense.
100%. 100%. You get what I'm saying? So every time we've tried to be innovative, creative, and pioneer something, it gets demonized. And then after that, they sanitize it and monetize it. So every time we bring it out, it's demonized.
Capoeira is the Brazilian dance that they were doing in the fields, in the sugarcane fields and stuff. And the slave masters thought that they were dancing, but they were actually training in self-defense for an uprising. Just to get
and then they sanitize it and monetize it. Same with weed. I don't promote smoking weed, but I know there's medicinal purposes in weed. But what they do is they demonized it. There's people that have took from life right now as we're speaking for weed, but now they've sanitized it, and now because they've monetized it, they've legitimized it, and it's okay.
Yeah, and because they've reconverted it into a negative aspect. They actually put in chemicals, and they actually changed it from the Most High's creation as it grew from the earth. That's the medicinal properties. Because YAH created this. These are plants that grew from the earth, like all of our ancestors got all their herbs and everything. All the healing came from the earth, from the foods and the plants and the herbs. But now they want you to go to pharmacia, you know, the
pharmacia. Yep.
You already know everything. But yes, that's 100% correct. So they demonized the weed as well, which was grown for medicinal purposes, heals all type of cancers and tumors and glaucoma and all the different things, property. Now, of course, there's those who abuse. But there's our ancestors and our people abused a lot of stuff. We abused Torah, like, you know, but it's always been a remnant of us, you know. What? We are that remnant.
125%, man.
Brother, I really do. I just love your prowess, just your gifts, your strength, your assertiveness, just everything is such to be celebrated. And I show everybody in the chat, and everybody can agree worldwide, that we just, I know collectively, we send a big thank you, and I will always be sharing your channel and your videos and everything. And every time I do any documentary, I always include you. Just follow the art. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to be able to speak to you.
Uncle, it's been a pleasure, man. And if you need, you're saying you're doing documentaries and stuff like that. If you want me to put one on the channel, just send me the link and I can upload it. And like I do with like Mimi Mode and other individuals like King Lim and African Diaspora United. Like, I like to use the platform not just for TCA stuff, but for other people who are doing the Most High's work, so that, you know, people are aware of them. So like Benaya Israel and stuff like that. Like, you know, promoting other people apart from self, because a lot of people who promote self are selfish. So I like to promote others and, you know, spread the net.
At this point, my heart is like, y'all don't understand. I've been working on this documentary at this point for since Bismarcky died. So this is August 13th. I don't know, probably a month. You know what I mean? Because I remember it was going long. I'm like, I got to hurry up and get it out before the newness of his death. I wanted to be current. And so I remember, so it's probably about a month, tirelessly, night after night after night. And to hear him say, when you finish the documentary, send me the link and I'll share it. Oh my goodness, guys. Like, I need to sit up. I can't even explain what that did for me. Understand something. This is years of me sitting by the well. This is me, 2018, sending the Shema music video. This is Christians, Hebrews, all of them being fake hypocrites. No one ever wants to help or do anything. Being nothing but rejected. To hear someone finally say, hey, send it to me, I'll help. And he has a big platform. I ain't going to tell his numbers because he hit his subscribers. I know his numbers because I remember before he hit his subscribers, and I know I got to be even, I can kind of do a guesstimate and know what it is. But he apparently don't want y'all to know, so I'm not going to reveal it. But it's huge, right? One of the biggest out of our Hebrew awakenings, right? So I know the magnitude. So I know that the Ak, which has now become my nephew, said when I finish the documentary to send him the link and he'll put it on his channel. I know exactly what that means. that means the nation of YAHSHUAH will get to see this documentary. And that would mean that they would get to hear Uncle YAHSHUAH. And they will get to see the Ruach in Uncle YAHSHUAH. And that would mean that the ministry is about to start. And it all played back. And I'm like, what did you do, Yah? What did you do? Remember, obedience is over sacrifice, guys. Remember, I was in the bathroom and I'm rushing. And Yah told me, hurry up, wash up, go in there, turn on your computer and log on to this Zoom. I'm thinking, come on, Yah, I got to hurry up, go to work. I ain't got to, this ain't nobody gonna pick me. These people already been on there and all this. You see when he showed my face on the screen, right? When he showed my face on the screen, you see those names at the bottom? Those, it's more than that. That's just what you can see on the screen. When I logged into the Zoom, I got to see all those people been waiting. So I'm like, there's no way he's going to pick me. You know what I mean? So, but I had to do what the Father says. That's the whole point I'm trying to teach you guys. I had to do, regardless to what I was thinking, regardless to what I was feeling, regardless to what I needed to do to go out this house, I had to do what Yah says. I had to do what thus says Yahuwah. Okay? And I did it. And as much as I didn't think nothing was going to come from it, all of you have come from it. Let's continue. Go back here.
Gather the fish. So yeah, man, if you got any documentaries that you want me to promote on the channel, send me the link and I'll...
Somebody put a moderator, put your Gmail, your email address in the chat, so I'll copy that and I'll send it to you through your Gmail. Yeah,
man. All right then, Uncle. Yeah, been a pleasure.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, man. Shabbat shalom, Uncle. All right, man. Bless. I'm gonna have to go to Brother Bailey because Brother Bailey was. I think it's Uncle. Yeah. I think it's Uncle Bailey actually. Yeah. I go to Uncle Bailey. All right, take care. Yeah. All right, bless. All right, let's go to Uncle Bailey, man. Are you there, Uncle Bailey?
He's trying to log back in TCA.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So now this Uncle Bailey got in, interrupted what y'all did, right? So now TCA like, oh, I got to go to Uncle Bailey because he just snapped his way in. That's why I said, so Uncle Bailey got his way in there. Now he go to him. Somehow he kicked him off. So this woman, the woman who's talking is the same woman who was trying to promote him to get him on there. That's who was writing everything. She just kept, you got to go to Uncle Bailey. That's his name, Uncle Bailey. There you go. I knew it was an Uncle something. So when he was saying, there you go. So when I was in the kitchen, when he was saying, we're going to go to Uncle, I was just like, okay, Uncle Bailey. And he said, Uncle YAHSHUAH. I was like, what? He said, Uncle YAHSHUAH. And he said, Uncle YAHSHUAH? And I'm like, I took off. You see how fast I said, log it? That's how fast I ran. I ran in here. I had to click that thing because I was not about to miss. Like, the Most High did this. So now, guys, praise Yah. So with that, let me come back. Okay? So that's how Yah allowed me to meet. I'm going to come back full screen. So that's how Yah allowed me to meet my nephew. That's how he allowed me to meet Thoughts Camera Action. It was surreal, guys. It was amazing. Matter of fact, I don't like me this big. Let me go back. I'll leave it here. So it was big. I mean, it was amazing. I say it was big. It was amazing. And so now let me give you the context so I can try to wrap this up so I can get to work. This is going to be a 2-hour video. I thought it was going to be short. I'm thinking it's going to be a 20-minute video. It's 2 hours. It's a whole doggone lesson. So listen, guys, this is how all of y'all came here. This is how all of y'all know me worldwide now. This is how I ain't going to tell my numbers because Thoughts Camera Action didn't tell his numbers either. I ain't going to tell how many subscribers I want, but this is how all of y'all came. Even those on now who are part of Mashiach's assembly. Everybody who watched my videos and everything. So, I'm elated, okay? I am just like, okay, we said goodbye, right? So I'm like, he told me that when I finish the documentary to send it the link and he'll play my documentary on his channel. That's YAH. I'm like, praise YAH, praise YAH. So I'm just like, thank you, YAH, thank you, YAH, thank you, YAH. So now I got to hurry up because now I done been on this thing. I'm late. It's already 10:30. Like I'm really late, but I don't care. I'm on cloud 1,000, right? So I got to turn off the computers, log off everything. Remember, I dropped my food on the counter. So I got to go back in there, get my food, get all that stuff together. But I'm still listening in the headphones. At some point, I had to pause it because there was so much emotion going on inside of me, but what YAH did. So I was just like, I paused it and I'm making my food and get my stuff together. I'm like, praise YAH. Thank you, YAH. Thank you. Finally, someone is helping me. This has been years and years and years and years, and everybody has been rejecting. What do they reject? The cornerstone. Everybody. All your top ministries. Everybody. No one's ever reached or put out an olive branch. Not no one. Not one person. The only person who ever responded, period. 2, 3. One responded to tell me that she was non-messianic. That blew my mind because I didn't even know that existed. But she was respectful. The other one only responded to try to get my info for my grandfather and my newspaper articles and all the stuff that y'all don't know about yet, which is coming, about my grandfather being a Hebrew back in the 1920s, one of the first to awaken, to start the awakening in North America, when they're making you think F.S. Cherry and when you go Wikipedia and they tell you how the Hebrew name, how it came, it's a lie. My grandfather had a Hebrew temple body of, I ain't gonna say it because you can Google it. Yes, and they wrote about him in a newspaper, so I have receipts. My grandfather, who I was detached from. I was thrown away like Joseph in the Bible, had no family. So I met them when I was an adult at 30 years old. And that's when I found out who he was and all that. But it didn't even really register to the point it did now because I wasn't awakened. Okay, so because I wrote everybody ministry that I reached out to that was in the Shema music video, I wrote them a little bit about that, about my history. And so she reached out for that, wanting the info to use. And I'm like, but not, it was just to use me, to get something from me. And now the only person who reached out was actually a Gentile. Out of all those ministries, he was the only one that said, I love this music video. I love this song. And whatever I can do to help you, I will do. But the only one was a white man. I can tell you what, this was Dana Stevens. Yeah, he's going through it with, what's their name? Teo Ministries. He's going through it with them now. But it's righteous correction. Shout out to Teo Ministries. Hold it down. You know, Brother Dana, I hope you humbly receive. I'm probably, try to reach out to him to see if we can pull him back. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes stuff it get to you, the power. But what Teo is doing is actually righteous because YAH has structure and order and none of us can stray from it. So yeah, he's a little under fire now with Teo Ministries, but he was the only one that responded. And I'm going to do a separate lesson when I show y'all, when I expose this, and I'm going to show y'all his email, what he wrote me. And that's the only thing that made me I was so hurt by all these other ministries, all of them. Every last one of them that's in the Shema music video. I ain't got to call their name out. Watch the Shema music video and every ministry you see, they did it. That's who I'm talking about. All of y'all. And I sent out 2 emails in case they want to act like they didn't get the first one. Sent another one out. Crickets. To this day, they act like that music video don't exist. How can you, man, if someone made a music video with that much anointing in it, right? And you could tell that it was a labor. I labored a year, right? And I'm starring in this music video. There's no way I'm not going to at least reach out and be like, good job, Aki, or yeah, would you mind me sharing this on my platform? Not one of them. You're hypocrites. I don't care if you don't like me. None of y'all. Hypocrite is as hypocrite does. You know them by their fruit. Don't act like you ain't see it, because I sent it to you all and sent it to you twice. All right. So, I was on cloud 9. So I went to work and I'm so happy that night. I'm just like, yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. All this work. I'm like, yes. I'll send them the link and then the documentary, and then I could go forward and just keep doing what I got to do. And so I'm just having a good night. I'm out working. I'm just thankful. And I'm just it. I listened to this whole thing. It went off and I'm just like, oh. So good. I was like, I can't wait to watch it back. So then later in the night after it went off and, they uploaded, I rewound and I watched it back and I listened. And that's when I heard that I couldn't hear him and I cut him off. But we still had good dialogue. But I wish it would have been a lot better if I could have heard him when he was trying to talk. But I couldn't hear him. So a lot of times I cut him off. You know what I mean? But it was still good. And then he showed my face. I was like, oh, he probably showed my face because I said, I'm an elder and I look young and, I've been keeping the dietary laws. And then I read the comments and the people in the live chat was like, wow, we really love his energy. They was like, we like what was his name? Uncle YAHSHUAH. We really liked his energy and like what he had to say. So people were complimenting, and I was just like, oh, praise God. It was just finally, guys, felt so good to be appreciated. I've been laboring for years and years and years to not only not have appreciation, to actually have depreciation, to have people disrespect, and have to silence that lion. Y'all was like, silence. To finally have someone say, I'll help you. I'll help you. Thank you, nephew. Thank you. And because of you, all the YAH's children that he has sent to Mashiach's assembly. Let me continue, guys. So, I go through the night. I'm happy all night. I finish the night, I come home. Now I come home. Now check this out. I couldn't wait to get home because now I got to hurry up and finish this documentary. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I know I got probably like a week's worth of work left. So I'm like, I'm about to go nut on this documentary. So I came home and I started editing, boy. I'm like, I ain't even go to sleep. I stayed up really late. You know what I mean? When I was supposed to, because I need to finish this. When the Most High takes one step, when the Most High opens the door, you need to go through the door. When the Most High gives you an opportunity, you need to take advantage. So I'm not going to sit up there and act like I got time. Absolutely not. The Most High did this. He allowed me to reach my nephew. My nephew said that if I give him the link, he'll promote the documentary. I'm going to get this finished so I can send him the link. I'm like, I'm going to have this thing finished by next week. So I come home and I'm going nut on that documentary, right? I'm going in. So I finished much as I can. So I went to rest and I'm going to continue the next day. So I go to rest. I lay down. I go in there. I lay down. Bang. I go to rest. I wake up. I wake up late because I went to sleep late because I was working on the documentary so long. So I wake up late. It's like 9 something. So I'm repeating what happened over here. So I'm rushing. So anyway, I wake up, and when I wake up, I always check, I check the phone, and I wake up and it's like subscriber. I'm like, huh? So I'm like, okay. So I'm just waking up. So I'm thinking like, okay, something's like, I'm seeing things. It's not much. I don't know. Cause I'm still just waking up. So I'm like, so I scroll and I look and it's just like new subscriber, new subscriber, new subscriber, new subscriber, comment, 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 new subscriber, comment, new. I'm like, what in the world? So I'm like, okay, I'm bugging. So whatever, I turn it off. I get up, I get everything, I go into the bathroom. So I'll get everything started for me to wash up, start washing up and everything. So I always put on ministry. So I go to grab my phone again. I open it up to YouTube. And as I open it up to YouTube, I'm looking for what ministry, what I'm going to watch. And then my notification is like, new subscriber, comment. So I'm like, what is going on? So immediately I was like, maybe, yeah, what he did from Hebrew Connect. Maybe he did what he said he was going to do, right? Because he said that he was going to share my channel, and I'll save this for a separate video, but he didn't do what he said he was going to do. So when I was in the bathroom and I seen all these subscribers, my first thought was, good. Man, we actually kept his word. That was more important to me for anything, because if not, I got to expose you. Like, I'm literally don't want to expose all of these lies, these people, all this stuff. So I'm thinking, and I've had this discussion with others. We're all waiting like, no, he's going to do the right thing. He's going to do the right thing. Everything he says he's going to do, because he's a man of Torah. He's teaching assemblies, all this. He's going to do the right thing. Because you're supposed to repent, do the right thing, so that you can, especially when a brother comes to you with witnesses. And so we're all rooting for him. So that's why that was my first instinct. I was like, okay, good. He did the right thing. So I felt happy. I was like, good, praise Yah. Because I don't want to expose nobody. I want everybody to repent. I want everybody to be truthful. I want everybody, for all these people following them and all that, to be a man of Torah, they were. I don't want nobody to go to the lake of fire. I want everybody to make it salvation. That's just me. Even though it's unscriptural. Like, everybody ain't going to make it. But I can't change my heart, That's why y'all be like, toughen up. Everybody ain't going to make it. So anyway, so I was like, okay. I smiled. I was like, oh, he did it. Good job. So I'm thinking, everybody coming because he actually shared. And I'm literally like, finally, somebody actually just helped. Finally. So literally, I thought like, okay, wow, he did it. So I'm washing up. Now, as I'm looking, they keep flooding across. Subscriber, new subscriber, new subscriber, about 100. And I'm like, this can't be, because the volume is too big. His channel ain't that big. He don't get that many views. You understand? You put out a video, get 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 tops, right? This level is too magnitude. The magnitude is too huge. So I'm looking, I was like, this can't be done with. This ain't come from the hand with. Because I know if he shared it, he only get 1,000. I'm only going to get probably 50, 100 people. If that would subscribe to me from him sharing my link. It will be very small. Okay. It will not be this magnitude that's keep coming through. And I still don't know how many yet, because I'm just seeing it. It's from the notification, but it's just nonstop. It's like something going viral. You know what I mean? It's going viral. That's what it is. It's going viral. To me, because viral to me is 1,000. You know what I mean? Because I'm only getting 50 views, right? So it's just subscriber. This person is saying the names, and it's like commenting. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm just watching. So as I'm watching, I'm washing up and I'm rushing and I'm watching whatever ministry I'm watching. It just the notification keep going so I can see it from notification. I'm just like, whatever. I ain't got time to figure out what it is, right? Because I need to rush and get out of here. Okay. So I hurry up, I rush, I get dressed, right? I get dressed and I make my food and everything. I go out the door. I get into the car, right? I get into the car. I'm driving. I'm going through my night, right? I'm at work. I'm going through the night. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. These subscribers are coming. I'm watching videos, everything. I'm working. I pick up customers. I'm doing me. I'm about 2 hours into my work night. I'm out working and I'm looking and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I'm getting a lot of subscribers. And so I said, Yah, is it time? I'm like, oh my goodness. It's time, huh? All that time, guys. For years, for 5 years, I've been waiting for Yah to wave his hand to release the ministry. I've been sitting by that well, waiting for him to send his children. And I'm like, you mean to tell me it's time, Yah? And as I'm saying this, more notifications, subscribe, this person subscribe, that person subscribe, this person subscribe. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, when I finish work tonight and I get home and I go into my computer and I go into my YouTube studio and I get to see all who is subscribing, like, you did it. Mashiach Assembly is born. Oh, I don't know how they're coming. I don't know why they're coming. I know nothing, guys. All I know is this, y'all are coming. All of y'all who are listening to the sound of my voice. This is how y'all came, guys. Y'all are coming. And I don't know y'all yet. I ain't get to meet y'all yet. I still don't know what's going on. So I'm going for it. I'm praising y'all. Thank you, y'all. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how you did it, but thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he's like, my son, you have been obedient. It is time. You know, it is time. So I'm like, thank you. I will do everything I got to do to shepherd your people, to protect them, to guide them, to lead them. You know, I'll do what I need to do. And he's like, of course, my son, and you are well pleased. So I'm going on my night and I'm just thanking him. I'm on cloud 9 and literally I'm thinking, yes, Thoughts Cam Action. Only thing I got to do is finish the documentary, right? And send it to him. And he's going to play so that's it. And that's it. And I'm like, thank you, y'all. I'm going through my night. Okay. So I finished watching whatever ministry I was watching. It's probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning now, right? I'm already 3 hours into working. So I finished watching that. Now I need to watch something else, right? I need to watch something else to make I watch ministry all night to make my night go past. And as I learn. So I'm scrolling, right? This is the thing. I'm scrolling to see something to watch, right? So I see Thoughts Camera Action because I guess I just was a part of this. So now he's back on my notification, right? So they sent me a Thoughts Camera Action, right? And it says GOCC exposed, right? So I'm like, ooh, he's exposed to GOCC? So I'm like, now I'm on my phone, so I don't get to see the whole title. I don't get to see that my name is at the end of this title, guys. All I get to see is GOCC exposed on your phone, and then it's ... So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to watch that. So I clicked it. Matter of fact, let's do it. I gotta do it. Because I gotta give context. GOCC, YAH is demonic, false doctrine exposed. That one. That's all I got to see. So this is what I see. I see the thing. I see this thumbnail. And I see GOCC, YAH is demonic, false doctrine exposed. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to click that. Because I didn't like when he did this YAH is demonic stuff. And I already did a whole video about it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, YAH is demonic, false doctrine exposed. Oh, absolutely. I clicked on that thing. And this is what I saw, guys. I clicked it. Bang. Now I'm driving. And my phone is on my thing. I'm just watching it. I'm watching.
If you don't know the difference between YAH and YAHSHUAH.
And I'm like, huh? So I'm like, huh? I'm like, I can't understand. I can't compute. Understand, guys, you heard, I just went to sleep and woke up and seen all these notifications about subscribe. I know nothing. So I'm like, okay, so I click pause because I'm like, okay, I clicked my channel by mistake. This is what I'm thinking. I click my Uncle YAHSHUAH True TV by mistake. But the only thing is, I've never seen this before. I didn't create this. So I'm like, I've never made that. It's blowing I don't know I can't understand what's going on. I'm like, I pause like this and I'm looking at my phone. It's on my dashboard, on my window. And I'm like, I didn't make that. Who made, what is, and then I heard some talking and it sounds like the Royal Roots lady, Hulda. So I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. So I'm like, okay, I clicked on Uncle YAHSHUAH True TV by accident, but what is this? What? Okay. So I'm like, okay, just press play again. So I press play.
And a person tells you that one is the devil, it's because they don't know Hebrew and they fooled you.
I'm not a Christian as Hebrew. Hasatan is keeping us divided by a time. I pause it again. And I'm like, huh? What? What? And I hear music. He got it going. Remember, Royal Roots, I don't have that. I didn't do this. I didn't make that thing. I didn't have music under it. And I'm like, what is going on, y'all? I just can't understand. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. So I press play again. Hacking, his name is YAHSHUAH. If you call him any other name but YAHSHUAH, you call him. I didn't do that. That's not in my video. So I'm like, on the demon. Be careful of your words because you're hurting people with this. Boom. I understand he did. He said, my name is YAHSHUAH. I am that I am. But he also said his name was Yah. Extol that in Psalms. What I'm saying is, please stop with the division. You made a lesson that said Yah is a something demon, a Babylonian. Again, I didn't do this. This is where I started to wake. I wake up. And I'm like, oh my Yah. Oh my Yah. This is Thoughts Camera Action. I'm on Thoughts Camera. What? And I look down and it's like thousands of views. He just released it. And it's like, at that point, it was like 4,000 views or something. And I'm like, and I said, Yah, what did you do? What did you do? And he was like, good job, my son. I'm well pleased. Starting to make me a little emotional. And I had to pull over. I pulled over and I parked. And I went into praise. And I said, Yah, it's time. And he was like, it's time, my son. And I'm like, it's time. And he was like, it's time, my son. I'm well pleased. It's time to get to work. I'm sending my children to you. My goodness. My goodness. Guys, I labor for so long. I suffer for so long. I had so many people reject. Nobody would ever help. Nobody would ever do nothing. They would just get jealous of my anointing. They would get jealous of my call. And they would get jealous and they're all hypocrites. And I never knew when. And I was willing to just do one person at a time. I was willing to labor so hard. And I remember Yarlene was like, I don't know how. And I said, I don't care. Just be one person at a time. And for Yah to wave his hand. Now y'all see why I keep saying Yah just waved his hand. With one wave of his hand, y'all start coming by the hundreds. In one action. From me being obedient and telling me, hurry up and wash up and log on. You see the correlation, guys? Do you see? Obedience over sacrifice. Obedience over sacrifice. He said, do this. I did it against my own judgment, against everything. Y'all, okay, I'm going to do what you said so I can hurry up and get out here and go to work. I'm just wasting my time, but whatever. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do no matter what. So it is what it is. There's no way this person's going to pick me with all. Understand. Ox said, send him the link to the documentary. He'll play it. So I'm on cloud 9. How is this even happening? So I sat there in our park and I gave all praises to Yah. And I said, thank you for your son, Thoughts, Camera, Action. I don't know his name. Thank you for my nephew. Thank you, Yah. Thank you, Yah. Like I was just thanking him, giving him praise. And he was like, it's time. Only thing he kept saying, it is time, son. It is time. It is time. And I'm well pleased. It is time. So I sat there and I need to figure this out. So I said, what happened was, whatever the dialogue that me and my nephew Thoughts, Camera, Action had a couple of hours earlier, because this was the next night. The next night, I went to sleep and woke up with all the notifications, and he did this. What must have happened was, after we logged off, after he finished, either him or some of his people, somebody must have said, we liked Uncle YAHSHUAH. See if he got a channel or something. He said he got documented. I don't know what I would love, y'all willing to be able to, if my nephew sees this, and I'm going to try to reach out. I need to find out what he did, how this came about, because he needs to watch this to see what Yah did. You understand that? He needs to watch this. I know he's very busy and he don't get to watch, too many people. I'm quite sure he maybe watched something of mine, but I know I got long videos, but he needs to watch this. That's why I'm putting his name in the title. So Yah willing, maybe he can, and we can kind of explain what Yah told him to do, what made him do this, okay? And how the process. So anyway, I sat there and I was like, I tried to put together, I said, well, maybe something, the Ruach told him, type his name into YouTube and see if he got a channel. And then he found out I had a channel. And then, I don't know, maybe he's seen, because I don't have it, Yah is demonic on my channel. It's, my video is called, what is it called? Okay. Where is it? It's down further. This one. Yah is a demon. GOCC Elder Ricard, please stop dividing the nation. So that's the name of this video. 10 minutes. So he must have went on my channel and found that video. Yah must have put it on his heart to go on my channel and find that video. And I guess watch it. And I guess Yah must have put it on his heart to be like, I like this. I'm going to take this video and I'm going to make my own edit. And I'm going to put Hulda from Royal Roots on it. And I'm going to put sound music to it. And this.
Demon or something. So what? Okay, Egyptians got a bunch of demon names. So what? So let's say if a Amalekite demon was named Gad. So what? It's not a tribe of Gad? I don't care that they had a demon named Yah. If they did, so they ain't got nothing to do with. That's not who I'm calling on. Do you understand that?
Y'all remember? This is how all of you guys came. You guys just witnessed prophecy. Praise Yah, I'm finally getting this testimony out. All of you, even my nephew, Thoughts, Camera, Action, all of y'all are seeing the Most High wave his hand. So this is how all of you guys came.
Just like Jesus is a demon name, but the Most High knows you. His children were calling on Jesus, but they calling on YAHSHUAH. I'm going to speak your tongue since you say that's his name. Now I'm going to get into the meat of this. Now,
comments, look. An excellent message, listening over again. Shalom, I love this video, has been on my heart for a long time. This man is refreshing. Hearing Yah's name made me go into praise. I was going to sleep, almost sleep, and heard a deep voice call me Yada to give thanks, praise. I looked up, stayed with me every day. I remember how deep the voice was. I love this brother. He got me so hype off the Most High's name, for his name is worthy to be praised. 2 Chronicles. Love all my YAHSHUAH brothers and sisters. Like, it goes on and on and on. This is how all y'all came. Shalom, Brother Cool J and all the rest of y'all. This is how all y'all came, guys. The Most High waved his hand. I was sitting at the well for years. And he said, my sheep. And then he said, now y'all getting context. So let me fast forward a little bit and I'm going to give y'all context.
YAHANA, or some say Yana, John the Baptist. What? Into the promised land. Joshua's name is what? YAHSHUAH or YAHUSHAH. The prophet Uriah. The prophet Zephaniah. The prophet Zedekiah. The prophet Zechariah. Over and over and over. We come from our grandfather Yaakov, who the Most High Yah changed his name to Yasharal, whose father name.
Thank you, nephew. I thank you so much for hearkening to the Ruach HaKodesh and letting Yah use you. Just thank you so much. The Most High used the ministry, guys. He used our nephew to bring you all by the hundreds. And thus, the Father said. So I watched the whole thing. And he even played the music video. Look.
Now children are lawful. He ain't hearing us no more. Mashiach, you call Moses. Ask the Father to expose this. Who do I tell them that told me this? Most High. Most High said tell them.
Yo, I was in the car rocking. I'm like, yeah, you did it. And then my nephew put his music at the end of it. And I love that.
So we forget our father's law, but we resisted. Why? Because we can't be brought, but some people did. Why? For unity, forget unity. I want my eulogy to be amazing. Say I didn't compromise, only the Most High I am praising. You can keep your yeast unseen, self-raising. We ain't self-praising, we just wanna.
Nephew, I would love to do a remix and jump on this song with you. I was like, unity, unity, I was like, yo, he put a hype song at the end of it. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. I like, words can't even explain, man. The Most High all these years, man. I've been 14 years in the fire, and I've been 5 years sitting at the well, silenced, with almost 1,000 videos made. Silenced. Matter of fact, I can show you. Look, let me scroll. Look, 984 videos is all I have on this channel. The total number of videos, only 35 videos are visible to you guys. See? 984 videos is what I have on this channel. That's all that time I was sitting by the well. And the Father said, silence, continue to teach the word, continue to make the videos. And he just waved his hand. And with one wave of his hand, Mashiach Assembly Ministries is released and all of you will start coming. So then he told me, okay, my son, they're coming. You need to feed my sheep. They're hungry. Now y'all going to start to understand all the stuff I've been talking all this time. He said, feed my sheep. They're hungry. So what I had to do was get to work. Literally, I came home from work. I had to put the documentary on hold. And I said, I need to feed the sheep. They're hungry. Now watch this. This is what was on my channel. This is where my channel was. Right here. Isaiah
That was the last thing I had posted. These last things was these Bibles, reading of the scriptures. The last video I had, that was a month, 3 months, and this is 2 months. The last any lesson, and this is when I came back. That's why I said, y'all answered our prayer. No, I came back. Where is Uncle YAHSHUAH? See, 6 months. So for 3 months, I hadn't did anything. And I came back. And then I was just posting these Bible studies. So when y'all told me, he said, now they're coming, feed my sheep, they're hungry. I was like, I gotta do a lesson, because when they come to my channel, all they're gonna have is these Bible studies. I need food. And so I came home from work and I made demons, the fallen angels, and the watchers. What are they and how to protect yourself? I was like, okay, I need to get busy. I need a lesson. And I said, I need something that's going to grab their attention. The title, I need some food. I need a hearty meal when they come. And I said, all right, I got it. So I came home that night from work, and I sat and I said, I need to make sure I make the right move. And I sat and I came up with the title. And I said, okay, I'm way too tired to do a lesson because I'm not fresh, meaning I just worked 12 hours. I usually come home from work, I don't shoot a video, I edit. I don't go on the screen because I'm tired and sweaty and just, so I said, tomorrow when I go out to work, I'm gonna have to make a work video from the car because I have no other time to do it. And that's why this video.
Everybody that you see ain't an elect. Everybody ain't leaders, YAHSHUAH. Y'all following people who are, because
and that's why that video was born. Let's come back. So y'all said, I need you to feed my sheep. I'm sending them and they're hungry. So I had to get right to work. So I went out the next night, I made that. So when I came home, I got home at 7 in the morning, and then I had to edit that video, edit it, put all the things, get it up. I didn't go to sleep till, and I had to get it out. I didn't go to sleep till like 6 p.m., right? And then I edited everything. I put it out. So, cause I knew y'all were coming. So that one was out. Like, okay, I need more. Like I had to just go to work. Like literally, like, let me show y'all. Y'all needed to eat. Like, I can't just give you one video. So look, I did Demons, Watchers, Fallen Angels. I did Is Jesus a Demon? Help, who do I call on? I did No Lukewarm Christian YAHSHUAH. I did Anal Worship. I did God's Not Black. Then I did Demons and Head Wraps. Jesus did not say this, you lied, salvation. Like, is your Bible demonic? The stuff, like, I literally went to work. You see all this 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago. I did all this. I did not go to work for almost 2 weeks. I stayed home and I worked 24 hours making these videos, edited these videos. Anal Worship was a car video, then it went from home. Yeah. So I was doing car videos. So I was out not getting no sleep doing car videos, right? Come home, work till like 6 p.m., go to sleep for 2 hours, wake back up, go back out at night, work, do another car video, Anal Worship, Is Jesus a Demon? Like all these videos, I was like, he was like, my people are hungry. I didn't sleep. Like I would literally sit here till all the blood would rush to my ankles. I would fall asleep, wake back up. They gotta have food. And I was dropping them. And y'all were coming. And as y'all were coming, y'all were like, it was food for y'all. And then y'all were in the comments. And so then he told me, that's what he told me when I was in the car, when he said, now you are released. He said, I'm well pleased. Feed my sheep. He said, answer everybody. That was key. He said, answer everybody who comes. Don't leave none of my children unanswered.
And I said, I got you, Yah. And I answered everybody. And you all, guys, this is how you came, guys. And for 3 weeks, I just worked and worked. And I didn't go out for 3 days working. And I did it. And my money started to go into the red because I needed to work 7 days to pay my bills. And I got to do the will of the Father. And I'll share another testimony later about how he allowed me to pay my rent for the last 2 times since this. But I had to feed you. I had to just, even my sister was like, you need to go to sleep. And Yosef was like, Ak, you need to go to sleep. And then I was doing a Bible study. You understand? There was a Bible study before I released it. And I didn't go to sleep. And I was like, Ak, I've been up 24 hours. I did the Bible study and stayed up another 17 hours. Got 2 hours of sleep, went out to work, drove, came home, stayed up another 18 hours. Legs and feet swelling up like this with blood down to my ankles. I had to Google it to make sure I'm not harming myself too much. And they told me start elevating your feet. So I bought this thing. Oh, it's over there. I don't feel like going to get it to try to put my feet up. You know what I mean? And I bought this thing to try to put my feet up a little bit while I'm doing it. But I labored because you guys were coming. So I did all this work, all this. So I need to finish because I need to go out to work. It's 8:40 p.m. Praise Yah. I got all this done. When I come home from work in the morning, 7 a.m., I'm going to do what I just told y'all. I'm going to pull all this up, pull it into my program, edit it, get it all right so I can hopefully, y'all willing, have this up for y'all by 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon on the first day on Sunday. Because it's the Shabbat now, it's Saturday night. It's 8:40 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. And when I get home about 7 in the morning, I'm going to edit all this I just did. And I'm going to try to get this up for you guys tomorrow. So y'all willing, y'all be able to watch this tomorrow. But again, this is exactly what I did. So I'm going to be up all morning to try to get this out to y'all. Hopefully I ain't got to do too many edits. And hopefully I got everything, most of it out. So this is how you all came, guys. Mashiach's Assembly, everyone who's commenting, this is how you found me. I was banned. I was shadow banned. When I made the Curses documentary and I posted it to YouTube, I'll make a separate video for that. They shadow banned it. They banned it worldwide, right? And then once they banned it worldwide, I was on their radar. So they shadow banned my YouTube channel and they shadow banned my Pinterest. I tell you, my Pinterest was getting 1 million views a month, or 800-something thousand, on my way to 1 million views. And they immediately shadow banned it. You see, I've been doing videos about that. So you guys would have never found me. But the Most High, Yah said it is time. And he waved his hand. Shoo. Told me, do it. Go on my own nephew's page, everything, waved his hand, and here y'all come. I'm sitting at the well, and here come all his children. Feed my children. This is living water. I'm at the well. He said, you at the well, living water. My children are coming. They're hungry and they're thirsty. Feed them and answer everybody. And that's what I've done. Praise Yah. More testimonies to come. I hope you guys found this edifying. I hope you guys got something for it. My nephew, Thoughts, Camera, Action, this is how. This is what y'all did. Thank you for being obedient, nephew. Thank you for listening to the Ruach. Thank you for doing your due diligence and going on my page and finding this video right here. Yah is a demon. GOCC. Thank you for finding it. Thank you for putting it on your channel. Yah willing, I'm trying to finish the documentary that I told you about. When I do finish it, I will send it to you. If you still are willing to show it, praise Yah. If not, it's okay. You did what the Father had you do, and I'm so humbly thankful. All right. And I love you. And you don't know that on every last one of my videos, I end them the same. Everybody who watch me know, I know you don't get a chance to, but I end it, watch my nephew Thoughts, Camera, Action. And I will do that no matter what. Because you, as the Son of the Most High, my Father used you to bring his children unto me, sitting at this well. He used to bring us together. I've been promoting you for years. You don't know who I am. I would have never said anything. I would never reach out to you. I'm just humble. I don't reach out.
I just promote people. I just do the will of the Father. You are unselfish. All these other ministries are selfish. They all have spirits, demons over them, all of them. And they will be all exposed. Yah willing, they will all repent and remove the demons. And then what? You gain a brother. But we'll see. So with that being said, YAHSHUAH, this is your uncle, Uncle YAHSHUAH, the uncle who brings it to you raw, uncut, with no chaser. You're going to learn today. Praise Yah. Thank you, Yah, so much. And I will be your loyal steward. You know I will. And I will feed your children. And I will make sure no matter what, that I guard them. I protect them until I come home unto you. Thank you, nephew. Yah willing, one day I could come on your ministry. Maybe we can do a one-on-one, or either way, it doesn't matter, nephew. Continue doing that good fight. I got another video that I'm going to make towards you about just protecting your channel. Be very careful. Put all that other stuff on extended thoughts, because we can't lose your channel. So be very careful of your big channel. We need your channel. The children need all that. They take your channel, it's going to do a great disservice to all the unawakened, to the children of YAHSHUAH, as well as her companions. So hopefully this was edifying to you guys. And praise Yah. May the Most High will be done over all your lives. In the name of YAHSHUAH. Love you, Yah. Love you all, YAHSHUAH. Shalom. Bible study every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We having a Zoom Bible study. I'm gonna put email me for the link. Subscribe to my nephew, Thoughts Camera Action.
I'm a lion of the tribe of Judah. Say it again. Precious, chosen people of the Most High. You got that right.
We hope you have a good time watching our videos, and we will see you in the next video.
And we'll see you in the next video. So like and subscribe.
Our channel.
Yeah.
We are the true Hebrews, the true and real Israelites. We are the true ones that fulfill Bible prophecy and scripture.